It's essential to understand what constitutes an act of war and what does not. And that's particularly difficult to determine in the area of cyber. Cyber is foundational to all areas of war these days. And so if we don't understand how to protect ourselves in cyber, we don't understand how to protect ourselves. The cyber age has brought new ways of attacking one another rather than new moral principles or new laws for understanding what constrains us in those attacks. This is all coming to a head now as the country starts to learn about the degree of foreign interference from Russia. We might think about the attack on our election process like the cyber version of Pearl Harbor. And when you think about it in those terms, the mild sanctions that the Obama administration imposed on Russia pale by comparison to the kind of response you might expect. We need to protect ourselves against the covert operations of foreign governments. And we do that by protecting ourselves against cyber interference, which is the fake news, fake media, fake advertisements. But we also have to start thinking about ways to protect ourselves against more direct cyber attacks. We have been treating attacks in the cyber domain as though they were like releasing a virus. But there's really much more at stake than that. We really should think about cyber attacks very comparably to kinetic attacks. If we know that another country is about to attack us in cyber, and the effects may be enormous, would it be permissible for us to engage in a preemptive strike to avoid that cyber attack? One of the really important aspects of the cyber age is that it's made countries that were historically weaker than the superpowers much stronger. So even if North Korea didn't have nuclear weapons, they would have very much increased their threat capacity by the sophistication of their ability to engage in cyber attacks. The cyber capacity of North Korea far outstrips our own cyber capacity when it comes to launching offensive attacks. And what that does is that tends to level the playing field between countries that have historically had less power and countries like the US that have had more power. We have not claimed the moral high ground in war, and that is, in effect, a gift to our enemies. Or just about every system that we have in place to protect our country depends upon cyber, and therefore they're all vulnerable to cyber attacks.